Hello and welcome to another edition of Mailbag. What is Mailbag? Well, Mailbag is a feature of the channel where you guys leave lots of comments on the channel and I attempt to answer those comments, or if I can't answer those comments, I throw it out to you guys who have more knowledge on some of this stuff than I do. So let's get into the first mailbag of this session. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. And consider becoming a Patreon. Next comment or question comes from Victor Osborne. And this was in response to the how to change the battery on the Roland R8, a video I did in December 2020. And Victor writes, if you play your R8 through external speaker, do you get any echo when you use the pads? E.g. dry kick has an echo of at least half a second. I do not know how to make corrections or to eliminate. Now, I think this is a problem with your unit, not a problem with the R8 per se. There should be no difference between the amplification of the R8 and what you hear in a set of headphones. You may hear a slight delay, but that's due to signal path. But the delay or the latency should be negligible if you're operating in a studio environment. It should even be negligible if you're operating in a live environment as well, because of how the signals travel down wires. But you can end up with some latency depending on what you are doing in terms of processing of the signal. But the bottom line is there should be very little difference. You definitely shouldn't be hearing echo. So I would look at the audio circuit and say, actually, have you got some sort of echo or reverb switched on? Have you got a send or return that's operating on your mixing desk? Have you tried to do a factory reset because possibly when you acquired your Roland R8 unit, somebody had been playing around with the standard settings and put something like a delay or a reverb into the standard settings that you are not you're unaware of. So a factory reset is always a good idea. Personally, it's the first thing I do with a lot of instruments when I buy them, is do a factory reset, because you don't know what lunatic like me has had and done to them before you got them. But remember, when you do a factory reset, the whole point of a factory reset is putting it back to factory. So anything custom you've got on your R8 will be lost. So if you do want to do a factory reset, I sincerely suggest that you back up what you've got either to a memory card, or you can do a SysX dump. So that's kind of it. If you do want to know how to do a factory reset, I show it in the video about how to do the battery change right at the end, because you have to do a factory reset to reload all the sounds. But those sounds are actually on the R8 anyway, so it's just a case of reloading from internal ROM. Next comment or question comes from Nebstazim. I think that's how you pronounce it. In response to, but what do we know about the Behringer LM1 video I did in June 2021? And he or she writes, I don't know why they would make it like a snappier, punchier, sounding more desirable LM1 instead of the LinnDrum, or just make it both drum machines in one. Now, as in a lot of the Behringer teasing information that is thrown out by their marketing department, in truth, at the time of writing, we knew very little about what was going to be put into the LM drum that Behringer were making. there was a flurry of activity that made me make the video that I'm referring to. And Behringer, like many other manufacturers at this point in time in 2021, which was the height of the pandemic, all the chip manufacturers had basically shut down. Supply chains were non-existent. So while there seemed to be a flurry of activity around what they were doing with the LM1, the reality was not a lot happened. And what Behringer have not done with the LM1, or I have not seen personally with the LM1, maybe they have shown it off to, people who are considered industry influencers, but I've not seen any videos personally that actually explain why what is actually being included in the LM1 in terms of the configuration, the sound set, etc., etc. Now, what we do know is we know it's going to be an ARM-driven software system. Behringer have previously stated that is the underlying technology, and it's possible that they have modelled both the LM1 and the LinnDrum, but we don't know an awful lot else about it. Now, at the point of recording this video, as of this week, Behringer have also announced that they are now producing, or have a demo model, prototype model is more precise, of the Oberheim DMX, a very similar, coveted after drum machine from the same era as the LinnDrum and the LM1. So I think the technology is being used to sample and deliver both. I also believe, and I think I said it in the video at the time, that Behringer has bought a number of sound libraries for the LM1 and the LinnDrum. That's what I think has happened, because I think those will be included as kits onto the machine when the machine is eventually released. But where we are at the moment, they are being very tight-lipped about what is going on with this machine. It's been 2 years really, and we've seen bits that are floated up by the marketing team on the Behringer social media channels, but we've not seen any real substance about what these things will deliver.